Folks, we've been on pre-order for quite a time. We were out of stock last summer, and I did not ship anything, and I did not allow any purchasing on any of our 20-inch series fans from about mid-May all the way through to about early August, start of August, end of July. These items were not available. These boxes here being just regular floor fans, but they were not available. And I asked for your input on YouTube at large, among our customer base and everybody else that, sees these videos or might be looking. I asked for your input about offering pre-order. And what most folks might not be aware of is the interference that we have here in Arizona because of the fact that money is actually involved. So my way of making up for that lack of money, both in covering production and delivery, all the way from back in the day when Rob and I were working on ideas here, has been through sales and pre-orders, either sales of in-stock goods or pre-orders. And, the first round of production, we produced quite a bit of fans. It was really quite a lot of this 20-inch series, and they sold out very fast. We had to be on pre-order a second time. There was some pretty significant interference, and I'm going to go into that here in this video, which, by the way, continues to this day. I'm not a wealthy guy, we got to raise capital for this stuff. There have been 1,500 of these large size fans delivered. And, last summer from mid-May all the way through till August, these items were not available. We sold out, and I did not allow pre-order because of some of the goings-on that had happened in introducing these fans and some things that were said about my company and myself directly for, having some extra time involved in pre-order, which is the reason we have it as pre-order instead of extended delivery. But I'm really proud to say, I couldn't have done it without you guys. It's actually you all that should be thanked. And for anybody that has an open pre-order at the moment, or an open order, because we do have a little bit of extended delivery while we've got a high volume of shipment, thank you, because we couldn't have done it without you. And our competitors have done it without 10 years of business history and product development and a lot of funding, whereas we've kind of had the hard knock life. But folks, take a look at this. We're in stock. These are all floor fans here in this particular group. But take a look at how in stock we actually are. Okay, and I'm actually outside of the building so that this will fit into the screen. Now, mind you, just since actually the third week of January, right now being mid-February, this stack would have come all the way out basically to here. That's how many fans have been shipped out in the height of winter. I want to go into depth on that topic a little bit with this video, and I have some things I want to cover about how we arrived at a rumor about my company, which really should not even have been started, and a rumor about myself, which frankly is just libel and slander and completely wrong. But, I am responsible for handling all this, and, it did take some extra time, but really not that much. Pre-order was not allowed on these fans until August of this past fall, right now being February. I've sent out 160 fans in the meantime, covering pre-orders specifically, and we've produced all these goods which are here in hand, and we've got more in production. So let's take a look at how this rumor that we don't ship our goods got started. Okay, taking a look here on Google, this is really where it all started. in terms of somebody yelling fire in a theater and scaring everybody. Right here, a lobbyist, okay, a lobbyist in the state of Arizona who placed a pre-order after receiving in-stock goods, came back and placed a pre-order, waited a period of time, and then proceeded to hustle me for delivery of goods for pre-order, which did not honor any kind of terms, did not allow any kind of delivery, just sort of, I need this now, which ultimately did ship. But there was a lot of deception that went on here. One of the things that was stated was that my company's products don't exist, and scared a lot of our customers. To this day, people still read these reviews, even though there's absolute libel and slander in this review. You know, Google does not really monitor this stuff. Again, Brenda Trowbridge here. Another customer that, I want it now, just ignoring pre-order. Another one here, Amy Merriman. Recently, actually, placed an order, waited a very short period of time, and then proceeded to just ignore pre-order terms. I cannot make people follow an agreement, okay? So that folks like Charlie Bosco here, Lyrically Exquisite, Dennis Pickering, GN, CP, one of my favorite people in the world, Sheila, who I just adore, Craig Huffditz, forgive me if I pronounce that wrong, Majid, Matthew, and these are people that took time out of their day to write a review. Out of the majority of our customers, we get no reviews. There's no thumbs up or thumbs down. We're literally a referral-based business. So when people yell fire in a theater and there's no fire, it causes a lot of problems. And I think the thing that is most disheartening about this is being here in Arizona, it extends beyond a lobbyist here who really has every responsibility to promote the industry instead of being, something that is out to thwart the industry. The outcome with that is we end up over here where also the time was taken to write a rating just the same as it was on Google. Folks, it's just a fact of life that funding is not available for scaling a company, in the sense that, any of us might expect. I mean, there are private investors out there that will come along after a company is highly valued, has, high revenues and is really established. But, when you're setting up a company, this is not something that is readily available. Even the Department of Energy has a top article here, the impact of investing. Okay, just the impact. The Department of Energy, 54 million, 61 million. University of Arizona, 1.2 million to explore farming. Okay, we have an agricultural product here that we can't, quite keep up with, but, they're going to explore farming. Reclamation, 6 million, 580 million. 10 million to expand the practice of growing crops under solar panels. Okay, the list goes on and on. Okay, but there's not going to be, even if I go to page 10, any kind of magical patch here that provides funding. So we've had things on pre-order for a reason. At the time of the collapse, in 2008, I was, at that time I was 40 and, had set myself up for retirement. Starting over in life at that age, starting this company, starting in an industry that just really did not exist at all. We've come a long way, but to be clear about this, it is you folks who are the customers who are to be thanked, because without your pre-orders, without your in-stock orders, there would be no choices in the market, and there would be no market. Now, I just want to point out to the public before we take a look into this in depth. Western Harmonics was accredited by the Better Business Bureau, and I stopped paying the dues a few years back because the decision was made to go all in on producing our goods, and really in prototyping, invention, and in the first, production of goods, there's some decisions you have to make. You have a limited budget. So these dues were not something that we could pay. But taking a look, we have an F rating. Now, the customer reviews are 4.5 out of 5. We've had 8 complaints closed in 3 years. 3 complaints closed in the past 12 months. All 11 of these, if you look and read the complaints, are folks that are complaining that pre-order takes too long. So in terms of pre-order, we're raising capital, and the speed at which this moves is oftentimes dedicated on how quickly we can raise money, how much we're able to raise. Any kind of obstacles that go on in life, for example, pre-order running during COVID, imports coming in during COVID lockdown, which are things that actually happened. These are not in-stock items. In-stock items will have in-stock terms. Extended delivery, it can range up to 2 weeks depending on the volume of shipment. Pre-order, however, is neither of those. Pre-order is we need extra time, and it's written into the terms on the product listing, and it's written into the terms on the agreement. And of these 11 that are complaints here, all 11 of these are folks that are saying that we took too long. And hustling me, which is not reflected here in the listing on the public profile, but hustling me in the background about the orders. And now we're going to take a look at Sonova Company. Now, Sonova over here is also with the BBB. They have a higher rating than my company. They've had 1,202 complaints closed in 3 years. 629 complaints closed in 12 months. They have a 2.5-star rating and a D+, which is higher than my company. And what is not reflected in this is that all of their complaints combined is a much higher percentage of the actual number of customers they have. I very seriously doubt they have anywhere close to the number of customers that Western Harmonics has. We have 11 complaints about pre-order. Okay, taking a look at this, this rating here, of an F rating actually, was applied after our lobbyist that I mentioned earlier in this video instructed them to reduce our rating from an A. And I have a copy of that instruction in email. It is in a 3-way communication between the Better Business Bureau, myself, and her, where she is instructing them to do this. So when we click over here on Reasons for Better Business Bureau Rating, we see F applied to Western Harmonics for failure to respond to 2 complaints filed against the business. There is not a complaint that I have not responded to. There is no 2 complaints. There might have been 2 complaints filed, but there is no failure to respond. 8 complaints filed against the business overall. Okay, so it says down here, BBB assigns ratings from A+ to F being the lowest. Now, any kind of meter of fairness here would certainly consider that we would at least merit a D plus in comparison to Sonova Energy Corporation, with its 1,200 complaints in 3 years and 633 just in the past 12 months. So the reason I go so in depth with this is to illustrate the level of corruption that we're confronting as a company here in Tucson, Arizona. We're in stock. We ship our goods, and they are available on Amazon.